John, Sebastian, what's up? Jim, Pell, Caligula, what's going on, everybody? All right, there we go. It should be better. How's everyone doing today, guys? Date is August 7th, less than 3 weeks out, ladies and gentlemen. Very exciting time to be a lover of classic WoW, an enthusiast, as we all are. How's everyone doing today? Everyone doing good? I got it's gonna be a somewhat short stream today, but I think it's gonna be a productive one. I'm excited to show you something. A lot of us are hard at work every day, just grinding, trying to make our plan for when the game comes out. We're gonna be stress test tomorrow, right? Stress test tomorrow, man. That's exciting. So we're gonna let it fill a little bit here. So hang in there. No starting screen or anything like that. Just get hype, listen to the music, chill out a second, get some iced coffee, get some beers. What is it? Is it Friday yet? Not yet, right? Got a couple days. What's up, everybody? John, let me make sure Twitch is working. Thank God Twitch is working again. We love to see that. Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, I love each and every one of you guys. I'm very excited that the game of our generation is coming back. And I haven't been streaming that much, as you guys probably noticed, but I've been hard at work working on a lot of stuff. So shout out to anybody from Invictus who's in here. The guild we're starting, but we've been putting in that work too. Yesterday, big congrats to everyone at Invictus as well. Kill and Rag launch condition. We had on all the crappy gear, like realistic week 1 rag gear. Had a couple flasks, nothing too crazy. Was still able to kill the big red elemental man. So that was great, guys. That was a great run yesterday. Very exciting. We're going for that. We're pushing. We're pumping. We're trying to get that week 1 rag kill. We'll see what happens. But you know what? You got to set the bar high, right? Invictus love. Hell yeah. Bunny, good to see you every stream. I'm seeing you in here. I see a lot of the same people in here every single stream. I really appreciate it, guys. I want you guys to know that because my streaming schedule has been a little bit jank recently. I've been really trying to grind and get these guides together before Classic comes out. But today, just to reiterate, I'll be reiterating a lot until the room fills up a little bit here. I want to show you guys this new technique I found. May not be news to some of you, but hopefully it's news. It is news to some of you on how to find your phase 1 prebis. Because up until a couple days ago, whoever was here on the last stream, I was still a little bit lost in the sauce when it comes to navigating my way through the database and finding what is really going to be phase 1. And there is an incredible site out there, and it's not Classic WoW Live. That's another great site. We launched beta of our leveling guide on there today. That's another really highly anticipated thing. That's out. We can go over that for a little bit later on the stream. But guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Let's let it fill up a little bit. Cargos, when are we going to discuss why every loot system has downsides for 40-man rating? What does Invictus use for loot systems? So Invictus uses a proprietary DKP system that Navac and Egregious sort of, they've run guilds in the past before, and they've used this before. It's kind of a custom DKP system with weights, and it accounts for inflation. It accounts for people not wanting to show up for progression and only showing up for farm. All these things are calculated, and at the end of the day, I don't know too much about that, all that big brain stuff, but I like DKP. DKP to me means less favoritism, maybe potentially at the expense of a little bit of hyper efficiency. But when it starts to feel like there's favoritism in raids and in guilds, that's a big yikes. And people start cringing, people start not respecting the leadership, people start feeling like there's favorites, and no bueno. So, best professions for hunter leveling. Man, skinning is a universally good leveling profession, man. You can't go wrong with that. Even if you don't skin all your way up, you know, maybe just do some skinning. You could do a gathering profession as well, man. But we can talk about it in a little bit. But welcome, guys. Mr. GM in the house. Dude. Mr. Game Master Reviews. The man, the myth, the legend in the chat. What's up, man? I haven't talked to you since London, bro. I hope you're doing good. I was casting with Mr. GM over at the Red Bull event in London, man. It was a blast. But here we are, man. A couple weeks later, we're getting closer and closer. I know you're positioning yourself for Classic 2, Mr. GM. Good to hear from you, man. Good to see you in the chat. So yeah, name of the game, guys. We're going to be going through this site. called itemization.info. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I don't know the guy who made it, but this is such a powerful site, guys. It can show you with so much of a level of detail, you know, what's going to be available to you. And we're going to look at Prebis through a specific lens today. This may not be super applicable to everybody, because this is going to be most applicable for people who are really trying to pump out the gates and kill Rag ASAP. But finding gear that's not only going to be available in Phase 1, but gear that's going to be highly accessible, the most accessible gear. So stuff that you don't have to rely on drop chance, right? As much as possible. You don't have to rely on getting a 20% drop off of a certain boss in Strat or Skolo. We're going to try to avoid that as much as possible. So what you're looking at right here on this slide, welcome guys. What you're looking at right here on this slide, I'll zoom in a little bit. You're looking at a gear set for Warlock. That's every single thing here. Head to toe, rings and trinkies, wand, every single thing you're seeing here is pretty much a guarantee. I'm going to show you guys how to do this for any class. Any class, doesn't matter if you're playing a warrior, hunter, doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how to build a Prebis set. Build a Prebis set for any class that's going to be there for Phase 1. And not only that, it's going to be very accessible for you. This is kind of your baseline, you know what I mean? The way I'm going about this is I'm approaching the game like this. I'm going to go into it and try and execute on obtaining these items. Along the way, as I go to do that, I'm probably going to get some stuff dropping right here or there, and I'm going to craft Shadow Weave around my deficiencies and stuff like that. But I'm going to go for the guaranteed stuff. I'm going to try really not to go for the drop chance stuff. But anyway, you guys get the picture, right? You don't mind an off-topic question? I was wondering about the Hunter Field Manual, this Signet Ring of the Bronze Dragonflight. Is that an error? Are you valuing Stam that much?
Can't stay for the stream, so I'm just popping in to show some love for the biz. Wow.
Yo, is this real
Streamer.
life? Dude, is this real life? Did that just happen? Can we get some like massive poggers and any kind of hype emoji, anything that you have access to in the chat for Johnny Bravo, dude? Are you kidding me right now? Oh my land to Georgia, dude. This dude just dropped a Benjamin in the chat. Dude, Johnny Bravo has been supporting the channel since the Classic WoW demo. Anybody been here since the demo, man? That's when my channel was just starting to, you know, kind of do its thing. And this guy was believing in me back then. Thank you very much, man, for the Benjamin, man. Really appreciate that, dude. The music fits. You're touching my soul, Johnny. Thank you very much. Keeping a roof over my head. Keeping Hot Pockets in my freezer. Keeping some Coors Light in the mini fridge. It's a good day. Thank you for all these pogs. And Hermit the Frogs. Yo, the Twitch crowd, Twitch knows about emojis, man. I never learned so much about emojis in my life, except when I was casting at the Red Bull event, because Twitch chat has access to some crazy emojis. Oh, man. Thank you very much, Johnny, man. I appreciate that, bro. So again, I'm going to reiterate again, because we're still filling up right now. Why were you casting? Because I like World of Warcraft, and, you know, it's just... We're all sort of cut from the same cloth at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's World of Warcraft, and, you know, just kind of the liaison between the classic community and the retail community. It was a fun time and learned a lot, and I'm hoping to do those types of events for classic, if that answers your question. But just to reiterate, guys, tell me in the chat right now what class you're playing, because this is going to apply to every class. I'm very excited to share this information with you guys. We are going to show you, I'm going to show you how to craft your very own Prebis set that's guaranteed. That's not going to be, and as much as possible, you can avoid stuff that's dropping from particular bosses in Strat and Skolo, because you hate to just grind these dungeons and stuff isn't dropping for you, man. If you're really trying to get into Molten Core as fast as possible and just really pump, this is going to be helpful to you guys. So we're just going to let it fill a little bit, so it's not just going to be a ton of you know, going over the same thing over and over again. But the TLDR right now in advance, if you're figuring out if you want to see the stream or not, if this is going to be for you, I'm not reinventing the wheel here, but a lot of you may not be aware of itemization.info and the power of that site. And at first glance, I didn't know what I was doing on it. I saw it looked kind of overwhelming to me, but if you just know how to work those search queries, man, it is really, really valuable. So you'll find items that you're like, wow, how did this slip through the cracks, man? How did this slip through the cracks? So let's let it fill up a little bit. Good to see everybody in here. KY5UMU. Man, I will try to pronounce that. Kai Sumu, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. You've been subscribed for 2 months, my man. I really appreciate your support, bro. Thank you very much. Worried about Prebis Uber's competition. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's rough, you know. If you're going into the Prebis grind, like, and you know, okay. All right, we'll start the stream like this. What's the problem with just a Prebis list that you just see on the internet? You go look up, all right, I'm playing Hunter. Hunter, Prebis, Phase 1. A bunch of stuff pops up. What's the problem with that? What are some of the problems that you see when you just search for a Prebis set? Right? What's some of the problems? So, some of the problems is that, one, they may not have all the Phase 1 stuff in there, because it's kind of, you know, wonky how that works. But the main problem, dude, this is the main problem when you look at those Prebis sets. They include stuff, because often those Prebis sets aren't optimized for accessibility, and they will include stuff like Archivist Cape. They will include stuff like Atalai Gloves. They will include stuff like Shadow Wrath Green Gear that, like, high rolled to the highest amount of Shadow Wrath. Like, you're not gonna run and do 40 runs and get the perfect roll on Atalai Gloves and Archivist Cape and Shadow Wrath. Like, that's not that reliable yet. It may sim out to the most damage, but that's not all that useful, to be honest. Like, that stuff isn't all that useful, you know? So there's other stuff like that too. You look at Green Lens of Shadow Wrath, like that engineering thing. Like, you see this Prebis list and you just don't know where to start. You're like, okay, so everything is kind of hard to get. A lot of this stuff is a low drop chance. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. So we're gonna try, and this is the way I have my Prebis laid out right now. So you guys know what I have highlighted in green here is most accessible. This isn't Prebis in the sense it's gonna sim the highest. This is Prebis, you know, for me, based on the timing of when we push into Molten Core, you know, just my game plan. You know, this is accessibility first. It's the sweet spot between time spent. It's like working smart versus working hard, right? You know, do I gonna farm up all the mats and roll Green Lens 40 times and try and get Green Lens of Shadow Wrath? No, man, I'm gonna craft Shadow Weave Mask and be on my way and start trying to get Robe of the Void or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm coming less sold on Fellcloth Hood even, because Shadow Weave is a guaranteed. But I have it all laid out by accessibility first, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do the same. And you should always have multiple options, right? You should know, like, you know, what on paper is gonna sim the highest, but also just know what is the most accessible to you. And the other thing about these Prebis lists is oftentimes it doesn't really suit your exact spec and your exact playstyle, because the Prebis list that was crafted, it was for the author. Like, it was for the author's game plan. That may not necessarily be your game plan. That may not necessarily be the spec or playstyle or whatever you're rocking, right? So I would encourage you guys to make your own, and it's not that hard. Even I could do it. If I could do it, any of you guys could do it. So let me show you guys. Let me see. We're gonna wait a little bit. I was hoping to get it a little bit more full in here, but you know what I'm saying. Let's just give it a few more minutes here. I can go through the Prebis before we go through like the tutorial of it. This is also not going to be a VOD. I haven't really been posting my streams. People want to see videos, so I'm working on videos. So clip it, do whatever you got to do. It's not that hard at the end of the day, though. You probably won't even need to do that, to be honest. But yeah. So I have, as you can see, when I was doing the stream the other day, I felt like there wasn't many options for certain slots. I was like, damn, dude, there's only like 2 bracers for Phase 1, because a lot of this gear wasn't added in Phase 1. A lot of the gear that you see in Strat and Skolo was added in Dire Maul patch or the Battlegrounds patch. They added stuff into Stratholme and Skolomance and these dungeons after the fact as additional catch-up gear in addition to the Dire Maul stuff. So you're going to look up in the database and see a bunch of stuff that you think is available Phase 1, but it's not. And the other thing is that when you look up a lot of these items and the history of some of these items, a lot of them went through changes, multiple iterations sometimes. It would go through one buff and then a second buff later on. So the one thing that you have to keep in mind when it comes to Classic is when you look up items, we will be getting the final form of the items. We will be getting, I will say again, we will be getting the final form of the items. Okay? The items aren't just going to change on you. You're going to wake up and look at your bag and it's going to be different. You're going to get the final form of the item. But if an item comes out later it's not going to be in the game until it comes out later. You see what I'm saying? So it's not progressive itemization, because progressive itemization, at least to my mind, is when the stats are all swapping around and they go patch by patch and they just swap around. So we're not getting progressive itemization. We're going to get the final form of the items. But the items that come out later, they're still going to come out later. You feel me? Okay, there's a bit donation. I heard it. Ford Elm with 100 Irish Clover biddies. Thank you very much for the biddies, my man. I appreciate it, my man. I do. I appreciate it. Okay. I was hoping to get a couple hundred people in here. We got about 400 people in here. And we will get started. Let it fill a little bit. So you see what I'm saying about that, right? We're going to get the final form of the items, and that's going to go into the decision making here. When we look stuff up on itemization.info, you're going to see sometimes that it was originally in the base version of the game, and then in 1.12 and 1.4 it was buffed, 1.10 it was buffed. You just have to look at the final version of it. We're going to get the final version of the items. Okay? Well, okay. Can you bring out the shaman guide so we can review it and give feedback for the start? I'm trying, Matt. It's not. It's gonna be Warlock, Hunter, Mage. Those are the first 3 guides I'm getting done right now. I'm really trying to push, man. I'm a bit behind, to be honest, but I'm cutting the streams a little bit short. This will probably only be like a 2-hour stream today. I'm gonna have to do like 2-hour streams for a little bit up until I can finish these. Ever thought about expanding into the Mixer audience too? I'm actually on there too, Killwrath. I'm on Mixer right now. Okay. Would you say your leveling guide videos and presentations are still up to date for 1.3? No. There's some good stuff you can take from watching the V2 ones. Just fundamentals of the class. But I wouldn't say they're up to date. With that said, I still think about 70% of the information is relevant and applicable. But, you know, some of the recommended talent builds and stuff like that, not gonna apply. Not gonna apply, man. Like, yeah, I mean, we can go through them on a class-by-class basis later. Anyway, the name of the game today, we're trying to stay on focus here, is we're going to be showing you guys the best way, in my opinion, to find your Phase 1 pre-raid bis, and even actually moving into the additional phases. There's nothing stopping you from using this tool throughout the entirety of Classic. Alright? So, we're gonna go over there now. We're going to go over there, since there's about 400 people in here, good amount of people to show this with. Alright, so we're going to go to this site called itemization.info, and let me go to... Okay. Alright, I don't know who built this site. Not sponsored by them. Didn't even talk to these people at all. I just honestly think this is a really good service. So, yeah, man. Like, support this guy. Like, give him Patreon or whatever. This is the site. I'll put it in chat right now. And you guys can, like, follow along if you want. Alright. Alright, it's in the chat if you guys want to follow around right now. Yeah. I don't even know if I spelled it right. I think I did. Itemization.info. Looks like pretty basic. You know, you come here and you see all this and you're like, oh my god, dude, search operator, description, what is going on right now? You're seeing all this craziness, like, what is going on right now? You may just leave the site at this point. You may be like, alright, well, not for me. I'll show you how to use this. Not permitted, really? Maybe try, just like, you know, use a VPN or something, maybe. Okay. Zoom in. Yeah, I can zoom in. That's a good call. Alright, so here's the site. Itemization.info. And this is what we're going to do. You guys can all follow along at home right now. Spread the word, too, man. Can we get some likes on the stream? Not to shill too much, but if we could get some likes on the stream, that would be super, super dope right now. Because it would like to share this information with a good amount of people. I don't think there's a way to like Twitch or anything like that, but on YouTube, if you guys could like that, that would be great. Or, you know, spread the word, do whatever you can do. Alright, anyway, let's get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Query Builder. Alright, this little thing is going to drop down. And what I like to do is sort by item level. Now this is just... I don't know exactly how the item budget works in Classic. Like, there is kind of some sort of an item level when it comes to items. It's an item budget. This is generally going to give you a rough sort of like most powerful to least powerful type of assortment. It's not going to be perfect. You're just going to have to use your brain. But this is the first thing I like to do. Alright? So, No, this is not an app I made, Nicholas. This is a totally separate site. Like, I have no affiliation with the site. I just think it's a really dope tool. Okay, so the next thing is you're gonna go to filter, and then you're gonna go to available in phase. Okay, pretty self-explanatory, right? Yeah. So phase. Then you click molten core Nixia phase 1. Makes sense, right? Too easy, right? Makes sense, right? Too easy. Okay. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go to filter, and then you're gonna go usable by class, and then you're gonna put whatever class you are. So I'll put warlock because I'm a warlock, and you can do it for whatever one you want. And then you're gonna put another filter. Okay. Then the next filter is gonna be item subtype. So if you're, it doesn't matter for. I mean, it matters for all classes, whatever. It doesn't matter so much for cloth, but for plate and stuff, you're gonna want to do this, because then if you didn't put this item subtype plate, it's just gonna show everything, like mail, leather, whatever. Sometimes you may want that. So if you're like a Fury Warrior, trying to find leather gear and stuff like that too, you may want to add leather as well and have cloth and leather and mail. But for me, I'm just a cloth user. Might as well just put cloth right there, right? So that's the subtype. Next filter, you're gonna do source. Now this is the juiciest thing I've ever seen in my life. Can't see the link? Oh, it's itemization.info. Itemization.info. You can scroll up. It's in there. You saw how to work. Alright, you guys are following along, right? This is too easy, right? Alright, so then pretty much source. This is the juiciest thing. Look at this, guys. Drop, quest, vendor, container, quest. This is what I love, man. I love quest rewards. One's in the chat if you love quest rewards. Quest rewards are guaranteed. Quest rewards you can sometimes do while you're leveling. Quest rewards you can team up with other people and get it done fast. No RNG there. So I love guaranteed stuff that you can get, right? As opposed to running stuff a bunch of times and then it finally drops and you lose the roll. Ain't nobody like that, man. Just get a guaranteed quest reward. So you don't have to do quests. You can sort it, you know, however you want. But this is a good starting point, I would say, because you're trying to find stuff that you can craft or stuff that you can get via quests or stuff that you can solo farm. The stuff that you can guaranteed get. That's the way I would approach pre-raid bis. Go with the stuff you can get guaranteed, and then whatever drops that's, you know, luck based, it drops, and that's great. You know, that's icing on the cake. So then the next thing you want to do is you want to go do equipment slot. So we're gonna start with head. All right, let's start with head. So this is what it should look like, and you can do this with any class or whatever. So now let me zoom out a little bit, and I'm gonna run it. Okay, I'll run it. All right, check it out. So out of these, I already reviewed these. Okay, so there's not that many, right? And rightfully so. Like if you did warrior, if you did rogue, there's probably only going to be like 4 or 5 things pop up. But you may forget a lot of these things per slot even existed via quest. Like for example, I forgot this existed. This is called Crown of Cardero. Okay, 20 int, 20 spirit. The 20 spirit's kind of trash. 8 stamina. You know, nothing to write home to mom about, but it's serviceable, right? And it's a quest reward, and it's for Scholomance. And now you can be tracking that you can get a blue quest reward for your head in Scholomance. And that's amazing. So I have that in my previous list. I mean, as an option. Let me go back to this. It's got to load. So I have Crown of Cardero there. You see what I'm saying? So that's not my preferred. I'm just going to craft Shadow Weave more than likely. But this is something, if you run Scholomance, you're going to have access to this blue thing. You also have Cap of the Scarlet Savant. You can also see what kind of greens that can, you know, roll. This is every item in the game. That's the thing. This is every item in the game. It's the site is itemization.info. There you go, Killroth. Thank you. What a great mod. So, and then there's also this Gember Circlet. This is from Sunken Temple. You know, 17 int, 9 stem. Either way, this is every item in the game that you can use. Cloth, quest reward, sorted by eye level. You know, that's going to be kind of serviceable to you. Headpiece. So now we can move down the list. Already super useful. Before that, I didn't even know this existed. So this already changed my life there. Now we're going to go to neck. Nothing. Oh, it's cloth. Okay, there we go. Run it. There we go. Yeah. So we have Archlight Talisman. This is a quest in hidden in Eastern Plaguelands. Archlight Talisman. There you go. There's one right there. 10 in, 8 stam. What is this? Conqueror's Medallion. See, the thing is, because it's a neck piece and it's not sorted by cloth, you're gonna get some agi stuff in there. You're gonna kind of have to use your brain, but you can go through here and get a sense. There's not that many to look through, and figure out which ones are guaranteed, which ones are gonna be pretty good. And you can get them. You know, these are all quest rewards. So Archlight Talisman I have under my is one option for a neck piece, but I'm probably gonna get the one off Princess, because Princess, you can solo farm Princess as a warlock. I've been looking for this exact thing. Dope. What do you think about RP PvP servers? I think there should be RP PvP servers. What do you guys think? I mean, why not? But at the same time, I said this before. I mean, RP PvP should be role-playing PvP. We're already all playing a role-playing game. I'm gonna have to sneeze here in a second, so that's why I'm all weird right now. But RP PvP, we're already playing a role-playing game, so what's the point of an RP PvP server if we're all playing a role-playing game? But on the same note, in reality, in practice, some people want their own kind of more RP type of feel. So I say make one or two. What's the harm? You know, I don't know if it's really bad. Yo, Cargos, did you see the news of 8 servers? 8 servers? What do you mean by that? Wait a minute. Yo, I have to sneeze, man. Let me just sneeze off camera, dude. Ain't nobody want to sneeze on camera. One sec. All right. That was a blessed sneeze right there. Go on Reddit. It's from China? Dude. What you mean by that? 8 servers. 8 servers? Whew, man, I don't know about... Check Reddit, bro. Okay. Alright, let me check Reddit. Reddit. Yo, alright, let me try it. Give me 1 second. I think something just happened, maybe. Reddit. What's the thread called, bro? Okay, or maybe can you just link it to me if somebody knows what he's talking about? 8 servers? Oh, there we go. Let me check this out. Announcement, 8 servers. Oh, let me pull it up on stream. We'll pull it up on stream. Thank you. Thank you, Kill. How do I do this? I have 2 computers. Hang in there. We're gonna go over some fresh hot news off the press, guys, and then we'll get back to it. So give me 1 second. Okay, Reddit. All right, here we go. See if you guys can see this. I heard a biddy donation too. Fort Elm with 200 biddies may be enough for a 6-pack. No, thanks very much, man, for the 200 bits. I appreciate it, bro. This tool and the Wowhead tool both show you cannot get Thunder, Fury, Rag, Hammerhead, and P1. Have you heard this yet? Maybe, dude. I have to think about that for a minute. All right, let me look at this. This came out 5 hours ago. 5 hours ago. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it. 5 hours ago. How's that look on the stream? Kind of looks bad. Kind of looks bad, dude. All right, whatever. I'm just gonna read it. Okay, announcement. Initially 8 servers, including PvP, PvE, RP, and RP PvP will be launched. In China by a Blizzard executive producer. What? But since the players in China are no less than those in NA, probably there will be no more than 8 servers in NA. For EU, the situation would be a bit different. This means even in Phase 2, when the layers are no longer existing, there should be more players in one server than the number in 2005. I am personally glad to see a peak 10,000 online in one server, which is similar to private servers. Edit the number 10k is just my guess, based on that they said there will be no layer in Phase 2 and the assumption they don't add many servers and don't enable transfer. Alright, let me look at this Chinese news site here. Alright, don't speak Mandarin, don't know how to interpret this. But 8 servers for China. Dude, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's GG, man. Like, you think China has no less players than NA? Let's get a vote in the chat. One's in the chat if you think China has the same amount of players as NA. Two's in the chat if you think they don't. I don't know. I didn't know it was that popular there. I was thinking maybe 8 servers for China to start, maybe because it's not that popular. No, I mean, it's pretty popular, right? But as much as NA? Either way. Okay, either way, this seems low. Like, even if it's 8 in China and 30 in the US, that's still way too little, right? Someone who's like a big brain server guy, tell me how much they would need, right? But let's say on the lowest estimate, there's 1 million players playing Classic. I don't think that's unrealistic, man. 1 million players. 1 million players. Come on, guys. There's got to be at least 1 million players playing Classic. If there's 1 million players, how many servers would you need if there's a 5,000 server cap, right? Do you just take 1 mil and divide it by 5,000? Or is that the concurrent live players? I don't know exactly how this works, but, you know, if there's 5,000 and there's 1 mil, you would need 200 servers. So let's say there's 3 layers per server, right? We divide this by 3, then you're still gonna need like 70 servers or something like that. And that's at 1 million with 3 layers per server, and then the 3 layers are gonna consolidate or something. I don't know, man. I think after the layering there's gonna be 1 mil though. 1 million on launch at least. Hard drop off, I mean, 1 mil is on the low end too. I think we're gonna see 1 mil at minimum after the drop off, man. I think yeah, 3 mil at launch. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. And then it goes down to 1 mil. Dude, I think there's gonna be 1 mil after the drop off, and I think that's still on the low end. I don't think I'm drinking the Kool-Aid too hard if I say that. That drop isn't gonna be that big. I mean, it's gonna be a big drop, but then it's gonna come back. You know, it's like with all the games. But you think there's gonna be less than 1 mil playing Classic with all the hype and everything? I mean, it's the best game of all time. It's the game of our generation. I think that's conservative to say 1 mil. So if there's 1 mil after the drop off in a couple months or whatever, and that means there's going to be no more layering at that point, right? There's going to be no more layering because it has all resolved in a couple months, phase 2, and there's 5,000 in a server. That means you would need what, 200 servers? That sounds better. We're going to open initially 8 servers running World of Warcraft Classic. We'll have PvE, PvP, and we have more servers ready in case you fill them up. Either way, I guess a TLDR here is it seems like Blizzard may be sleeping on it. I don't know why they're sleeping on it. It kind of seems like they may be shooting themselves in the foot. Maybe it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you keep saying, if the official source is saying that the hype is so low that there's 8 servers, there's less servers than the amount of fingers I have on my 2 hands. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. And then remember they said the same thing with Europe. With Europe, they're saying about Europe that there was only going to have like a couple servers and it was all going to be consolidated until everybody was going crazy. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't like the 10K online in one server either. That's another thing. If you guys have played on even Northdale was 10K for a little bit. I think it was around the Christmas time. It was a while ago. But if you've been playing on a PvP server when there's 10K, dude, you have such a bad time. It's rough. It is really rough. And you have to do stuff to the server. You have to change spawns around and do weird stuff in order to make it serviceable. So I think 10K is too much, man. Hype is real at the moment. I don't know how you guys feel about this, though. Let me see what the chat. With 1 million people, you need 111 servers if you got 9K players in each server. Either way, 111 is so much higher than 8. I don't know. I'm really not a big brain when it comes to this, but I feel like they're...
It's not conservative to say 1 million. It is to say 3 millions. You guys saw the insane. amount of hype it in tens of big streamers and content creators who will be there. No, it's gonna be super big, and if it's only 8 servers, then it's really bad.
Yeah, thanks for that, Roman. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Wouldn't you think that, like... I mean, it does say, the good news, it says that they have more servers ready. So, if it's much more hype than anticipated, they have more servers. But how seamlessly are they going to be able to open up new servers? Is this going to scuff the launch? You know, we could potentially see a scuffed launch because they underestimate what the demand is going to be, you know? What I will say, though, maybe in their defense, though, if anybody was there for the last stress test, so stress test number 2, I believe it was called, they thought it was going to be way more stressed, right? So we logged into the game and we started leveling, and then we got about halfway through the starting zone, and then Blizzard said it's not stressed enough, we're going to stress it more, and they brought the servers down and we had to relog back in, and it was crazy. So I don't know, maybe they're getting some data from that stress test, and maybe it was suggesting that there was not going to be that many people, but I don't know, man. I don't know a lot of people were even that interested in the stress test. A lot of people, I'd say the majority of people, they do want to get invested in their character. And the majority of people aren't like me, where our wires are crossed and we could just play the starting zone over 5 million times. Like, when they make a character, they want it to be for real, and they don't want to just keep remaking it over and over again. And they kind of did them during inopportune times during the day. I think it's a fair guesstimation to say that there's going to be 1 million people after everything resolves actively playing Classic WoW. That may not even be bigger than the main game of it. I hope it's way more. I hope it's millions and millions. But 1 million people in 2019, I think that's realistic. And at 1 million, I don't know. It seems like they're going to need more servers. I feel like a lot of people just weren't paying to play 1 to 15. I feel you too, because they'd have to resub for that, right? Argues they have 2 weeks to make sure the pre-registered characters fit. Yeah. All right, that's a good point, David. So... we get the reserve characters on the 12th, right? 12th at 3 p.m. PST. So pretty much, that's one thing I have to hand to Blizzard. I think that was a pretty genius move, because they're gonna be able to see how many characters are made at that point, and that's gonna help them a lot. I think they're gonna see how much demand there is and how many players they actually have created in advance, and they can pretty much reliably know that at least that amount of people is going to be there on day 1 going super hard, because the people doing that are going to be going super hard most likely. It is feasible to have 8 servers. I do cloud virtualization for career, and I have built many virtual environments. Example, 8 physical servers running 500 virtual servers with great performance. Either way, though, the virtual servers, from our perspective as the user, we would be thinking of these as actual servers, right, with different names and stuff. You know, when Blizzard's communicating this stuff to people, are they talking about the 8 physical servers, or they're trying to say there's going to be 8 different, you know, servers you can choose from, or something like that? Because that, I don't know, man. You kind of need a certain amount of servers to feel like you have a little bit of server pride. If there's only 8, you probably won't have as much server pride, because there's not even that many options to choose from. Like, there's only 8. But I don't know what to make of this that much, man. I hope they don't scuff it. That's all I'm saying. Hope they don't scuff it. Blizzard, I hope you're not sleeping on it. Hope you're not sleeping on it, man. I'm taking cargoes. Yeah, I won't be doing it. You're taking cargoes? You're taking my name, man? Don't take my name. Don't they only charge you once per month, though? Anyway, we got a little sense of this. Let's see if there's anything else here. Question, what's going to happen after WoW Classic? Well, we could open Burning Crusade or Lich King, or we could keep you all at level 60. We honestly have not made a decision, but we could do either of those things. Is this real, dude? That is like terribly worded and stuff. Like, this seems kind of fake, man. Any Chinese people out there can verify this is like a real thing? I mean, yeah, it's pretty obvious that's what the options are. Question, not sure, no translation. We're going to open 8 servers running World of Warcraft Classic. Alright. Well, yeah, that's something to keep in mind, guys. 5 hours ago. Hopefully they don't sleep on the amount of servers, man. Alright, let me go back to this itemization.info. Okay. Watch a video. The Blizz guy says it in English, cargoes. Okay, I'll take a look at it. Maybe we could take a little bit. The interview is in English, bro. Okay. Love your stuff, man. Best of luck, Classic. Thank you very much. All right, guys. So the name of the game right now, we're talking about how to find your pre-bis in Phase 1 We're going for accessibility first. Like, we're trying to find the most accessible pieces. So you can go to this site. It's called itemization.info. I'll put it back in the chat one more time. You can follow along. I just want to get this fully out there for you guys so you can digest it. It's going to help you a lot, man. I'm telling you. It's going to help you a lot. Because a lot of the pre-bis lists, no good. No bueno. Alright, so you're going to put your class, source quest, or if it's a drop, whatever, neck. Let me put in ring, dude. So for example, there's some diamonds in the rough. I will show you that there's a couple rings that stuck out to me. I didn't even know. I wasn't even tracking. I didn't see them on any previous list. Like this ring right here, Blood of the Martyr. Look how good this ring is. 15 stam, 10 intellect ring. This ring is fantastic. This is a fantastic ring. And you can get it from full clearing Strath. And before that, I was just tracking the Eye of Orgrimmar ring. And you can just find all of these sources. You see, these are all from quests, man. And you can just go through this. My 2 rings are going to be Eye of Orgrimmar from doing Princess Run BRD and Blood of the Martyr. I already figured that out. And this 15 stam as a Warlock with 2400 health, let me tell you, this is going a long way. Does AWS actually run the WoW servers? I'm not sure, man. I didn't notice you had started. Are you going to talk about how some lists for phase 1 include all the stuff from later phases? Yes. It's kind of it's a confusing space to navigate to know what's going to be available for phase 1. But whoever made this did a fantastic job because they have it all mapped out. Like when you click certain things, you can see if it was buffed later. This one wasn't. But let me choose one that for example was buffed. Let me think of something. Okay, Archivist Cape. Well, anyway. Alright, no, we'll find something. Anyway, so do this for all of your slots. Find quest items for pretty much all your slots and see, you know, what's going to be guaranteed, what you can do while leveling as well, because some of this stuff you can get at early levels. Also find if you can get anything crafted for you as well, and track what you need to craft it in advance. So for Warlocks, you have to get this thing called Shadow Silk, and you can get it, you can see where it drops from. And you can start farming it while you level, so that by the time you get 60, you're going to have a good amount of it. Can someone link me the site again? It's itemization.info, my man. So let's do another class right now. I already know the Warlock one, so it's not that fun. Let's do, what class should we do, man? Let's do Warrior. Let's do Warrior. Okay. So Warrior, source quest item. We'll go headpiece. We'll go item subtype. We'll go plate. So we're only going to get plate. And let's see what happens. Let's see what we can get. Phase 1 headpiece from a quest. What would you normally get? What's let me see what normally is phase 1 for Warrior. What's best in slot? Phase 1 Warrior. For Fury Warrior. People know, right? Someone say it in the chat. I don't see how to show crafted items. You could probably find a way to do it. I kind of just knew the crafted items, to be honest, with Fellcloth and Shadow Weave, but people pretty know. Lionheart, is that going to be in phase 1 though? Yeah, it'll be in phase 1, I guess. It'll drop off Rag, but that's not pre-bis though. Lionheart is like bis forever. Like, it's so good. But you're not going to have that for pre-bis. Lionheart helmet is insane. It's like 1%. It did drop yesterday though. Guys, it was a good omen. We killed Rag yesterday with launch condition gear. So pretty much this ghetto set that I made with all the quest items, we all went through with launch condition gear and we killed Rag. So it was a good sign. And we're killing him every week now. So we killed him like 2 or 3 times now, I think. Oh, Mask of the Unforgiven. That's the Strathholm or Skullomance, the blue mask. I actually love that item. That item is awesome. All right, well, let's see. Maybe we'll put leather and plate and mail, maybe? Should we put everything? Probably. All right, let's see what comes up. Okay, so, and this is sorted by like a pseudo item level, but you can kind of just make your own decisions. First thing, Helm of Exile, 18 int, 11 agi. That's a F. F's in the chat for that. Avangard Helm, 25 stam, 5 agi. Sunken Temple quest. These green things too. A little help from my friends. Is this the Lincoln quest? Agi Spirit. Nothing too inspiring quite yet. Mail. And you just go down the list. Let me take off Mail and plate. Let me just mail and leather. Okay, so there's only two things. There's only two things. It's Avant-Garde helm and Sentinel's Guard. So you can do leather now and see what happens. We got these Engineered Guild's headpiece. Sprite ring helm. This might be alright. 15 agi. Either way, you get what I'm saying, right? We can keep going. We'll go shoulders now. Shoulders. We'll do plate. We'll do mail. Let's see what we got. Halison's muzzle. Isn't it Halcyon? The Blackrock Spire quest. 22 int. Nope, that's a leather. That's a druid thing. Wow, warrior, not too much for warrior. Not too much. Let's play it. Just a couple green things. Dark iron pauldrons. Maybe some of the greens are good though. Some of the greens are good in Molten Core. Have to add drops. Now we're trying to find Larry though. We're trying to find the just the quest reward stuff. The stuff that you can get as a guarantee because it's useful. It's the thing where if you're trying to do a week 1 rag or kill rag as soon as possible, you need to find the stuff that is going to be guaranteed first, I feel. And then know what the icing on the cake is, but this is the way I would approach it at least. This website is crazy. I love it. Why isn't resist gear pre-bis? I don't know if you really need resist gear for pre-bis, man. You just use a fire pot. You're saying for Ragnaros? Have you tried using 60 upgrades? I haven't. This is the site I've been using, but I love it. I don't see any reason to go use anything else. This site is really dope. Edgemasters handguards. There's some leather shoulders with 2% hit from burning steps. Is it a quest reward though? 100% trained crafts and quest item. Yeah. Okay. Resitrex linked me something. 60 upgrades. This seems like a somewhat similar site too. Either way, you guys got to get on one of these. 60 upgrades, itemization.info. My point is, guys, think for yourselves here. When you see a pre-bis list, think for yourself. Please think for yourself. Do yourself a favor and think about how you're actually going to obtain these items, because some of the stuff you're going to see on the pre-bis lists are like high rolls of items that drop, and you have to just hope and pray that it rolls the right thing, and then you win that roll. So I wouldn't count on some of this stuff, man. And you know, if you're going for like a week 1 rag, are you even going to be able to have, you'll probably be able to have Devil's Sword, right? What do you think? Week 1 rag, the recipes are pretty much guarantees. You just buy them from vendors. You can level a little bit maybe in Ungoro and get Devil's Sword. If you're going for a week 1 rag, you think you could have Devil's Sword set? I think you could, actually. It doesn't seem that far-fetched. You could get some going. So yeah, you could probably reliably go for some of that. Probably not for everyone, but you just have to go look at the vendors in Ungoro. It's not that rare. You can also get Devil's Sword for sure. Yeah, exactly. So think for yourself. Let's do chest. See if anything interesting comes up. Ornate adamantium breastplate. Awesome tanking chest right there. I don't know if that's on the pre-bis list for tanks, but there you go. Breastplate of the chromatic flight. Oh, is this where you need the beast? The hide of the beast, right? This one? Alright, let's see. Hands. Fiery plate gauntlets from Winterspring. 10 fire resistance adds 4 damage to your weapon attack. That is interesting. Lava plate gauntlets. 17 strength, 5-7. That's not a bad green right there. That is not a bad green. But you're going to need Devil's Sword, right? Devil's Sword, hands, legs. So you'll probably just use Devil's Sword for this. But you get the idea. You get the idea. Savage Gladiator for chest, dude. That's the low drop chance thing from BRD, right? I don't know about that one. One of Skarm's newer vids goes into nice detail on good stats to aim for. Tunnel vision, not tunnel vision on Biss. Exactly. You really there's a lot of thinking in vanilla, man. Where you also, you know, have to have a balance of even when you're raiding. You have to have a balance of survivability stats too. Like you kind of want to have some stamina, man. Yesterday when we were doing our raid, it felt like you were always healing yourself. Like you always had to bandage. You can get creative in some of the raids too. Like you can use a Fell Hunter to dispel yourself. You can sack a Voidwalker and bandage with a Voidwalker shield on you. You know, I don't know. Like when you're doing progression and stuff, you don't necessarily always, at least in my opinion, just go for the most highest sim DPS stat at the expense of everything else, because if you have 2400 health then you're just getting freaking one-shotted by stuff. Like, you know, what use are you at that point? Stratholme is the spot, boys. How soon can we get in there and knock out XP and items for the final stretch? Not sure, Rob, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Stratholme. Ton of stuff. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about this, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but you get the idea, right? Let's look at some other stuff you can do. So you can find under sources, which is a really juicy thing. You can go drop, right? Which is the majority of stuff, I would say. Then you can go vendor, container. Oh, look at this. You can even choose the dungeon. Oh, get out of here, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. So if I just type Stratholme, warrior, and I type plate, maybe not even plate. Let's just see this. Phase 1, warriors can use it, Stratholme. Let's see what, I never even did this before. Let's see what happens. Like, this is the whole Stratholme loot table right here. Check that out. Probably have to get a little bit more specific with it, but this is all phase 1 gear, and you can kind of just imagine someone says looking for one more Stratholme, and you don't know exactly what you might need from there. You can use this site and pretty much have it all at your fingertips. This is like having the keys to the Lamborghini right here. This site is dope. I'm gonna use this site. Starved Mystari is really good. This is what I want on my Warlock, ideally from Balnazar. But yeah, like let's do Stratholme and item subtype. You can do Stratholme. Oh wait, no, equipment slot is what I'm thinking. Stratholme chest. You know, you can see if you get any upgrades there. Boom, look at that. So good, man. So good. What a site. Is this sponsored? No, it's not. Believe it or not, I know I'm shilling hard for it, but it is not sponsored. I have no idea who makes this site. If you made this site, shout out to you. Itemization.info. Good shit, my man. Can you link the site? Sure. Not sponsored. I know I'm shilling pretty hard for it, but I just get excited about this kind of stuff because it's just gonna make it that much easier, you know? So, okay. So moving on to another thing. Now to actually shill for a second is, I know you guys have been asking a lot about leveling, right? And the leveling guides, and I've been talking about this since on the beta, on the demo. Well, not the demo. It wasn't really created on the demo, but I've been talking about it on the beta. I've been talking about it on the streams. The 1 to 60 leveling guide and the web application, right? You guys are hyped for this, right? We have something you can work with now for the stress test tomorrow. Okay, it's still kind of rough. We're still working on it, like in, you know, making it look prettier and improving the experience. But we have a web application you guys can use tomorrow for the stress test. So poggers in the chat for that. It's classicwy.live/leveling. So you can choose your faction, choose your group. So you can duo. See how it pops up, character 1, character 2. You can trio. You can do whatever you want to do. Make your dreams come true. I'm going to go Orc Warlock, and my partner is going to be Troll Priest. Okay? Orc Warlock, Troll Priest, start leveling. So now we're in the, whatchamacallit? We're in the Valley of Trials here. And, you know, pick up, cutting teeth. You know, that's the first thing, the board thing. Then you go Sarkoth. Ding, you know, you can highlight over this, see what step you're on, go to the next step. Sarkoth, Vile Familiars. Pretty hype, right? Pretty hype. So this the guide that we've been using, there's some stuff that we do when we're really trying to pump and speed level that's not in this guide, because not everybody's going to follow along with what we're doing. But for the most part, like 90% of what we do in our 1 to 20, 1 to 30, 1 to 40, all these routes is in here. You know what I'm saying? So this is really good. Let me link this one too. Pretty sure it's .leveling. All right, so if you're looking for a leveling guide still, this is free, by the way, too. There's no payments. Some of the people have been charging for guides, man. They've been charging for guides, but this is just free for you guys, man. Enjoy. And you can, you know, solo level, duo level, and we're pretty much gonna keep improving it, you know, keep making more functionality for it. So we already have all the NPCs, the images of them. So if you hover over this, if you click this right now, it's gonna take you to the database. But ideally, we have a database in the site, which we're working on. And then if you were to click this, it could show a hover picture of what the guy looks like, you know, and it would zoom in more. So we're still working on it, but it's a big step in the right direction, and it's going to be usable tomorrow for the stress test. So if you guys need a route still, this is a very good route, and it has everything in here for all the zones, pretty much. Will the classic add-ons be found on Twitch mods like retail? I'm not sure, man, but you can use willitclassic.com, WILLIT classic.com, and they have pretty much all the add-ons you need over there. My man runs that one. You're not going to want to quest as a full 5-man unless you mean dungeon crawl. Yeah, I mean, I think they're in a fresh server setting, group leveling is going to be stronger. Not to say exactly how strong, but you just get more shots at more tags, and I think it's pretty good in a fresh environment. Progress, does it have every quest or the most optimal route? Yeah, it has the most optimal route, and it does a bunch of quests in this. This is a hyper intensive questing type guide. There's not a whole lot of stretches when you use this guide where it just tells you to sit down and grind for a bunch of times. So pretty much, if you're playing a new class, you want to do a level, solo level, this has got you, and you can both be on the same page and just follow it along, you know, step by step. So pretty much. I was trying that leveling guide. Cargo seemed to miss the class quest if you select. Yeah. Oh, I think the class quests aren't in here yet. I think Ale was saying that. So the class quests are going to be in here for sure. We have them all. We have everything already in a big spreadsheet, you know. But it's just transferring it into the web application version of it. But check Brezitrek's link in the Twitch chat. All right, I will do. Dead Knight. Thanks, man. Also got a donation here. Andy, bro, chill. 100. Why isn't the 27th yet? I feel you, Andy, but at the same time, I'm kind of enjoying this, man. This is kind of like the foreplay before the experience, man. You can't, I mean, if we, there's a lot you can kind of plan out here. I mean, 1's in the chat if you feel like you have everything planned, and 2's in the chat if you still have stuff to do. Because even after all these months, you'd think that, all right, you've been talking about this game so much, you probably have everything planned out, right? There's still stuff to do, man. There's still stuff on what order you're gonna do stuff in, you know, what's the best line of play. Like, there's so much, man. And 3's if you have no fucking clue what you're doing. Be honest. If you have no clue, you're just going to go into it and smell every rose and just say fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna roll with the punches. Put a 3 in the chat, man. If you have no clue. Still thinking about class? Yeah, that's a 3. That's a 3 right there. That's a hard 3. It's all good. Lots of 2s. So, you know, I know you want it to be the 27th right now, but dude, do you have all your pre-bis all set up with different plans and layers of it? What you're gonna do first? What professions you're gonna do? What order you're gonna do your professions? You know, when you're gonna drop certain professions, pick other ones up. You know, what dungeons you're gonna hit, and when and why are you gonna hit those dungeons? Also, you're gonna be crafting a bunch of stuff when you get to 60. Are you forward thinking enough? Do you have a list of stuff you need to save while leveling up for those endgame crafts like citrine, jade? What else? The not elemental fire. What is it called? You know those fire things that drop off the fire guys? Not the one from Molten Core, but there's like a shittier elemental fire thing, and you know those things for engineering, or you know, stones and leathers that you might need. Like, if you know what you need in advance, it's gonna help so much, man. You could just mail it to another alt. It's gonna help so much. What would you recommend for a casual player? I was thinking of joining a lower pop server would be best. Casual player, man? Depends what your goals are. Like, if you haven't fully fallen in love with the game yet, what would you recommend to a casual player, guys? I don't know if you recommend the whole min-max, try-hard, you know, do all this route. Maybe you just go, man. You just go and feel it out, and you kind of need the game to draw you in naturally. Have you guys ever been to a situation where I've done this? You can tell I'm kind of a hype man. I get excited about stuff, right? So I'll be like, yo, you gotta try this new game. You gotta try this new game. And then I'll tell my friend to go play this game, and I'll tell him everything he should be doing, and be like, yo, you gotta do this and this and this and this and this, and you gotta do this. Then when you get here, you gotta do this. And then they don't really get that same connection with the game. Like, they play it and they have fun, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really love it that much in the same way that you liked it. You kind of just have to let people go and let their wings, you know, spread. Let them fly. You know, let them do their own thing. Because if you kind of like backseat gamer and show them everything to do, they have a different connection with it. They may enjoy it, but they also may think it's easy or something because they're getting all the answers right away. They didn't have to go on the journey. So I don't really know what to recommend to a casual player. Go to Goldshire and dance in your underwear? Could do. Just socializing instances are fun in World PvP? Yeah. Just enjoy the first leveling experience. No harm in that, man. No harm in that, my man. Just play the game. Casual players want to go high pop. The STB Clash at 30 is something worth experiencing. Maybe, man. Ah, dude. At the same time, guys, can you with a straight face recommend someone to not be 60 by the time phase 2 hits? Dude, F's in the chat for anyone who's not 60 by phase 2. I'm so sorry for what's about to happen. I really am. I don't even know what's going to happen in phase 2. Phase 2 is when the PvP system comes out. Phase 1, everyone's going to be stockpiling resources, and they're going to be counting down to D-Day, and it's going to be like freaking Omaha Beach on phase 2, and everybody's going to be counting down, getting ready to go, just frothing at the mouth, getting ready for that honor system. And imagine just honestly trying to make your way through Stranglethorn and complete your, your Tiger Mastery quest. And then there's just an armada of the enemy faction everywhere. Dude, F's in the chat. Dude, there's going to be a couple dudes out there like, alrighty, buddy, time to try Classic WoW. Going to have a great, immersive experience just like it was back in 2004. Let's go, guys. All right, the date is, January 3rd. I'm on vacation. I got winter break. It's time to play some games. All right, here we go. And then that's their experience. Phase 2 PvP, man. Woo!
Hey Cargos, I created a site for finding BIS items. Can filter by pre-raid and phases.
ClassicWowBuilds.com/BIS. I'll check it out, man. ClassicWowBuilds.com/BIS. Thanks very much for the $5, bro. Let me check it out. View builds. Classic WoW builds. 100% crit chance ambush leveling guide. Oh, I love this. Yeah, I know that. Horde. Two-handed Fury, BIS Phase 1, Elemental Pre-Raid. Caperfin's on here. Nice. Yeah, I know the boy Caperfin for sure. PvP Hunter Phase 1. Nice, man. Nice. Let me see what these builds consist of. PvP Hunter. I know my Hunter. Let me check this out. So we got Crown of Tyranny, Forging. Okay. So it's gear sets, huh? Gear sets and a talent tree. Interesting. Maybe that's all you need. Yeah, gear sets, talent tree. Nice, man. Looks pretty clean. Yeah. Anybody who's interested in this, man, check it out. Classic WoW builds. You want to see some builds? I like how it's made by the community too. Caperfin. People get to upload their own stuff on here. Dope, man. You even got some twink stuff going on here. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. This is good stuff. Nice tool you made for the community, man. Thanks for the $5, bro. Glad to see you back. Hope to see more vids more often. You really helped me learn Classic. I've decided to main Hunter. Hell yeah. Hunters. That's what's up. Good to see some Hunter gamers still. Not getting too dissuaded by all the doom posting. Hunters, man. Hunters are great in vanilla. Probably my favorite. Even though I love warriors and warlocks and I never felt stronger. Hunter is still my spirit class for sure. Seriously though, F's in the chat for anyone not 60 by phase 2. I really feel from you from the bottom of my heart. Phase 2 won't be before BlizzCon and probably not during Christmas. You expect late Jan, Feb. Dude, there's gonna be. Wait. How bad is it gonna be though? It's still gonna be pretty bad. Cause there's gonna be no layering then, right? So no layering. So it's gonna be like 3,000 pop realms, maybe. If it was 3,000 pop and everybody's going at it, trying to kill each other, maybe it's not that bad. We'll have to see. I still think it's gonna be pretty bad though, because everybody's gonna want to PvP and go super hard. At least for that first week. Oh, buddy, the beaches are gonna be staying red. Are hunters a good overall class? Absolutely, I would say so. 100% code. Definitely needed in a raid environment. Can do competitive damage. And pretty much, man, amazing to play in PvP. So fun in PvP. It's going to be 20k pop realms with 8 servers. Hopefully not, dude. That would be rough, dude. That would be rough. No layers, Blizzard, camp noobs. Well, what they said is that phase 1, after phase 1, it's going to be all gone, right? We'll see if they actually do it or not. But they said that all the layering is going to be gone after phase 1. Do you believe him, chat? You think all the layering is going to be gone after phase 1? I don't know, man. I'm a little sketched out. Sometimes they go back on their word and stuff a little bit here. I'm not sure. I mean, we'll see what happens. Are you at least looking forward to Classic? Oh, what are you least looking forward to Classic? Oh, interesting. What am I least looking forward to? Layering, man. I'm gonna be honest. It's got to be the layering. I'm concerned that it's gonna have a bad impact, but I'm still 90% excited for it. I mean, I can't believe that this game is coming back to the forefront, you know, and we're going to be able to play this game and it's going to be fresh and new and all the excitement is like this. I never had an experience like this in my life where one of the games you grew up. Imagine if like Zelda Ocarina of Time came out again tomorrow. It wouldn't even work. Like, that wouldn't even be a thing. Maybe if they did a remastered version or something, people would be hyped, but I never had this type of experience before where you know the game is awesome and then you get to play it again with everybody and all the hours you spent in this game in the past is going to be useful again. What do you feel about a human warrior using Edge Masters with Iron Foe and Fell Striker? You're not going to be able to farm Iron Foe. That's the thing. 1 second. Let me get another drink because my throat is parched. 1 second. Zelda didn't age well? Think so? I think it's alright, man. You know they beat it in 17 minutes, right? Crazy, man. Game took my whole childhood and they're beating it in 17-minute speedruns now. Iron Foe easy? What do you mean Iron Foe easy? So Iron Foe, actually a lot of these, I don't want to say a lot. Some of the weapons on private servers, some of the weapons on private servers, they took a lot of liberties and they manipulated the drop chances so that it was higher. So I think my gut is because it's a cool ass weapon and they just wanted it to be more relevant into the game. You know, Iron Foe, it's the one where you get the double attack, you get the chance. And they just upped it to 1%. But if you ask some of the people who played back in vanilla, the people who had Iron Foe on the server, it wasn't the tanks, it was oftentimes just random people, like a rogue would have it. It was like a 0.01 or a 0.001% drop chance in real vanilla. So you're not really going to be able to reliably farm that. I think it's at the point where you're going to really do 1,000 or 10,000 runs to get an Iron Foe. I don't think so, man. I really want to main Hunter, but you keep bringing up these great points that tend to me liking for Warlocks. Could you give some hints or something to help me choose? It's really tough. In order to recommend a class to someone, I feel like you have to know them on like a deep interpersonal level. I have to know what you enjoy about the game. I gotta know, how tall you are. I gotta know what your diet consists of. I gotta know, I don't know, man. I'm just trolling you, but you really to recommend a class is really tough, man. It's tough. They're both really awesome classes. I have to say, both pet classes, really tough to say. I don't even know how to recommend classes anymore. I'm getting worse at it with time. 0.1% drop rate in vanilla. Yeah, super super low, right? So I don't know if you're gonna be able to farm that anymore. I don't know if Do you like farming shards? Ooh, man, that is like I've been saying it. That's a lot bigger of a deal than I would have thought. Like yesterday we did Molten Core with no GM power, right? It was just on the PTR, but we were just doing no GM power. And I couldn't just like add soul shards. Oh man, dude, it sucked. Like you can't just use Shadow Burn like willy-nilly, dude.
Hey Cargos, the site does builds but also has Abyss search I'd like to get your opinion on.
Has a Abyss search. Thanks again for the $2. It has a Abyss search. I could check it out real quick. Abyss search. Rogue, daggers, phase 1, max item level. Alright, let me just see if I can actually use this. Warlock. Demonology. Stat weights. That's cool, there's a stat weights feature. This is kind of dope. Stat weights. Stat weights is a term that I learned somewhat recently. Basically, stat weights allow you to compare... stat weights, you're going to hear this term a lot in like theorycraft communities. At least in my mind. Could be wrong, but this is the way I've interpreted it and it's been useful to me. Finding a stat weight allows you to compare one stat to another stat. Makes sense? So you can compare how much is 1% crit worth, how much AP is 1% crit worth, or how much hit is 1% crit worth, or how much AP is 1% hit worth. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I don't know. It only has default here, but I like how there's stat weights here. Let me see. Phase 1, Demonology. Let's see what happens. Okay, something came up. Crimson Shocker, item level. Load more. Seems like they're giving me a bunch of wands here. All items. Seems like it just goes on and on. I mean, this is, I don't know, maybe I'm not using it right, but this is just a big list of phase 1 items. Click to expand stat weight values. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Spell crit, spell hit. Oh man, you can add new. No, this is pretty cool. I think I just got to get used to it. This is a pretty dope site though, man. I'll keep this in mind. Raid, pre-raid. All right, man. Yeah, I'll definitely keep this in mind. Thanks for sharing that. It looks pretty good so far, man. I think you're doing really, really good. Whatever you're doing, man. This looks really good. Thanks for the $2. Appreciate it, man. Can someone link that? Sure thing. Yeah, it's what is this? It is classicwowbuilds.com. I'll link it for you, bro. Wowbuilds.com. There you go. There you go, guys. I've seen Hakurai's 5-man guide saying that you can do 1 to 16 foot. Alright, Kentor, you've seen that in 4 days played. Show me a VOD of that, bro. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? He released the guide saying you can do it in 4 days played, but you need to see a video of that. It's tough to say that. I didn't even see him on the beta, to be honest. You know, I like a lot of his videos. I've watched a lot of his videos, but he's charging for a guide that says you're going to get there in 4 days played. Is there a video of getting there in 4 days played? And if he did that, it's got to be on the private servers, right? Which a whole bunch of different values and stuff. I am very sketched out about that proclamation of 4 days played dungeon grinding, to be honest with you. And all I was saying is just buyer beware. If you're going to buy it, I wouldn't expect to get 4 days played. I'm just going to be real with you guys. 4 days played, just, you know, buying something for $20. I don't know, man. I know about that. What is your planned professions for phase 1? So I'm going to go skinning, mining to start, and then I'm pretty much going to get to 60. Probably maybe dabble with some devil swords. I don't know if I'm gonna have time though. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. Probably just do a little bit of skinning and then drop it for something else. Probably for tailoring. I think I'm gonna need tailoring if we're gonna go for that week 1 rag to get shadowy belt. We'll see what happens. But I'm gonna dabble with some skinning, and then I'm gonna try and hold on to mining though. I really value mining. I'm gonna be doing a lot of Maradon runs moving forward. So being able to get in there and get some of the veins in Maradon and just be able to farm my own engineering materials, I really value that very highly to me because I love PvP. The site don't work, at least for Hunter BM. What's your favorite dungeon in Classic? That would have to be Black Rock Depths, my man. Black Rock Depths. Let me restart this. 1 second, the music went off. All right. Devil swords are a gold mine. Yeah, we're gonna be rushed. So our plans for Classic, and I know this is going to be very ambitious. Don't get me wrong. Is to go for a week 1 rag kill. We have it planned out to the point we're gonna have like a day. We're gonna have 1 day to go in there and just try and one-shot Molten Core. You know, we're gonna be able to get 60 pretty much, sleep for like 10 hours, wake up, and then you're gonna have 16 hours to farm everything that you need for the raid. 16 hours, which you can get a lot done in 16 hours, and then go into Molten Core and then just clear everything out and kill Ragnaros in that 1 raid. That's the plan.
Cheers.
Yo, Mojo Boogum with the $10. Thank you so much, man. Thank you very much. It's a very generous donation. I really appreciate that, Mojo, man. Thank you very much, bro. Good to see you in here again, bro. So it's ambitious, and I think it's going to be harder than maybe even on private servers in the sense that there's no mob tagging. No mob tagging. So it's going to be rough. I'm concerned that we're not going to have enough people that are going to be there at 60. Because you can't just go back and tag everyone. You can still accelerate people's leveling, though. Don't get me wrong. You could do that. As soon as you get 60, if you turned around and you just followed someone and started, you know, helping them out with their quests or whatever, you could accelerate their leveling. But you can't, like, mob tag them. Because it's you need to be within a few levels of them. But maybe if someone's like 58 and you're 60, maybe you could mob tag them. That's something we didn't get to test on the beta. That's something you're going to have to test out as you go, because maybe you're close enough in levels at that point that you're going to be able to mob tag for them. I really don't know. So how are you going to level mainly? I'm just going to put my head down and level as fast as I can. And if I look around me and I see people around the same level and it makes sense and they're motivated and I trust in their abilities, we can go do dungeon grinding together. But Ain't nobody got time to wait around. So I'm just gonna put my head down and go and crank. And if I get 30 and there's some people that are around level 30, or let's say I'm like 33, 35 or something like that, and a bunch of people are 30, a bunch of mages and a priest, I'm down to just go into SM with them and grind up to 42 in SM. But I'm just gonna go and just make calls on the fly and just basically have a whole group of people, the week 1 rag people who are really gonna try and go for it, just all communicate all the time and just, you know, make calls on the fly, swap people in and out, do dungeons together if it makes sense to do so. But yeah. What's mob tagging? Mob tagging is when someone attacks a mob. Oftentimes you do it in a big AoE. So one guy who's a higher level would gather all the mobs up, and then the other guy would use an AoE ability and tag them all, and then the guy would, since he didn't do damage, would kill them all for him, and then one guy would get full XP. So you can do that in dungeons, you can do it out in the open world, or it can be as simple as you're outside of a party, you're not in the same party, one guy tags a mob, and then you just kill the mob for him, and you kill it super fast, and he's able to have no downtime, and he just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling, and it generally accelerates the leveling a lot. Everything is going to be wiped from the beta and stress test, 100% fresh servers on launch. Absolutely. You going to play Horde? Yes, sir. Going to play Horde. Absolutely. Going to play Orc Warlock. How many people do you have on the week 1 rag train? You're going to need way more than 40. Yeah, we're going to hopefully get 65. That's the plan. 65. People are going to fall out. It's going to be tough. Here's the thing. If we don't get it, I'm not going to be sad. If I'm being honest, I think the chances of us getting it, I don't know, man. Like, it's going to be tough, man. But you might as well set the bar at that level, you know? You might as well set the bar at level. And you don't need the whole 40 in there. Like, you could probably... how many people would you need in the raid to do it? If there's one thing that makes me motivated to think we can do it, though, out of everything else, is this. You can collab with other guilds on the server to do it. It doesn't have to just be your guild. It doesn't have to be your guild. So, Dakin, he has a whole nother guild. He's rolling on our same server. And I'm sure he's going to have some high-speed, low-drag motherfuckers on his squad, who's going to, even if they have like 10 people or whatever it is, we can link up with them, and maybe there's another guild or two, so we link up with the other guilds, and then between a bunch of guilds, we have enough people, you know? So that makes me feel like it's possible. With that said, we just got to crank, we just got to pump, put the head down, and grind. It's going to be an experience, you know, probably a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Never gone this hard before on any game before in my life. Never did this much planning, never did this much practice, never cared so much about a particular game or experience. So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be really, really fun. And pretty much, I was thinking about even making a little bit of a kind of a silly documentary about it. So just something we can look back on, like as we go across the, you know, the week, as we're grinding and suffering through the sleep deprivation and all that. You know, before we go to sleep, we just turn on the camera and we're like, it's 1 a.m. or, you know, it's 5 a.m. I'm super tired. I'm feeling burned out. Time to go to sleep, catch a few hours of sleep, see you in the morning. And you kind of do this countdown to launch day, and you play it out. You get to know some of the personalities, and you go through this whole experience. And the whole documentary or 1 hour long thing could be called, you know, 1 week to rag or something like that. And you just go through this experience with a guild of people, you know, watching them all fail and succeed, and then hopefully win and kill the boss. And if we don't kill rag in time, then it'll still be cool to look back on, you know. It would still be kind of cool. It would just require a couple of, like, you know, little janky video clips where you're super tired and you have bloodshot eyes and you're like, well, this sucks. Talk to you guys in a few hours, and you know, close the camera down. 0 to rag. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. I want to be a raider, but I'm extremely nervous because I've never done it before. I just don't want to be a nuisance to my guild. Any tips for confidence? Go on the message me on Discord, bro. I got some tips for you. Message me on Discord. Can't talk about it on stream, but I can tell you some stuff, yeah. Leeway isn't that bad. I did 1 to 60 on Silverhand in 3 days with 180 ping. What do you mean leeway? Melee leeway? I don't think Silverhand has melee leeway. That's a classic beta document. Wouldn't that be a dope documentary though? Would you guys watch that? If it actually existed? I doubt it's even going to exist, because you would need like TLC to come in with people doing it. Like, everybody's gonna be so busy already. But imagine there was a documentary where it was called 1 week to rag or 0 to rag or whatever you guys said, and it traces one guild's attempt at trying to achieve that, you know, and going through all the motions together and stuff, and you get a couple different perspectives. I think I would watch it. It would be dope. But, you know, maybe it's probably just a dream. Buy consumables and don't die. Yeah, I think we're gonna need a couple flasks for rag, a couple elixirs. I'll tell you, so we did use elixirs yesterday. We got to rag, and pretty much we didn't one-shot rag. Like, it took a couple tries, and then one of the tries we popped elixirs, you know, like arcane elixir, shadow elixir. We already had supreme powers on, and then he just died. So do you think we can get a bunch of elixirs just for that fight, just for rag, for a week 1 rag kill? It may take a lot of effort from people who are not going for the week 1 rag. That's the thinking at the moment. Like, to get the consumables needed to do that, you would need people who aren't going for week 1 rag, but are still down to help, you know? Still down to help the cause, to farm up some stuff, and try and get some of that stuff, because it really made a very big difference, you know? What is your guild plan to get hit capped and get actual quintessences done? And some mages are just gonna have to take an L, dude. Pretty much. Some mages are just gonna have to take an L. We have that planned out already, though. If you did a week to rag, it'd need to be used as an example of how to diagnose a gaming addiction. Yeah, man, I mean, I ain't got no shame about it, man. Pretty much. I don't know if it's addicted, though. I don't know. It's like, would you consider like a triathlon or something like addicted? Like, it's almost like a... No, maybe it is addiction. I don't know, but you know, athletes train. You wouldn't say that about an athlete training for some kind of like big triathlon where they have to go do some, you know, thing where they're sleep deprived and they're going through one of those 3-day events and they're like bicycling around and swimming through the ocean and stuff like that. I kind of think about it in that sense, you know. I don't know. Maybe it is gaming addiction, but I mean, if let me put it this way: as long as you are able to sustain your life, pay your bills, keep a roof over your head, you know, take care of your family and your loved ones and all that, and do that sustainably, dude, nobody can say a damn thing. What do you think about world bosses on private servers? Dominant guilds try to box out everyone else from killing them. World bosses are phase 2, right? Yeah, I mean, that's part of the fun of it, right? That's part of the fun of it, being able to fight for world bosses. What do you think about it? I think they're gonna do it again here. I mean, we'll try and fight for world bosses, right? We'll try and fight for world bosses. That's part of the fun of it. I hope we have a really like robust PvP server. Yeah, having a mission is among the most satisfying things you can do in life. 100%. So, I don't know if any of you guys can relate with this, and I'm not really that much of an organized person. I'm way more messy than my my wife now, not my fiance, my wife. She's like very organized, very squared away, very type A. I'm very type B. But with some particular things, when you craft a intricate plan and then you execute on that plan and succeed, and the plan works out, it's very satisfying. It's a very satisfying feeling. And you know, that's part of the fun of WoW when you do that. What server you guys rolling on? I'm not sure yet, man, but as soon as we know, we're definitely gonna shout it out, my man. Definitely gonna shout it out. Everything is an addiction. Life is an addiction. Yep, so addicted to life. True. Life is awesome, man. Life is really, really awesome. And as nerdy as it sounds, it is an achievement. If you were to kill Rag in week 1 and do this big group combined effort with the guild, that's an achievement to be proud of. You know, say what you want, but the way I look at it is every day you get up, it's already kind of a miracle that you get up. So much biochemistry has to go right within your body for you to go to sleep and wake up. You may go to sleep and never wake up, you know, that could happen to you anytime. So if you're going to do something, you might as well do it to the best of your ability or try. And I don't see anything wrong with that, you know. And like I said, if you're doing what you got to do to, you know, be sustainable and stuff, it's all good. Our server name's already out? No, it's coming out not tomorrow. It's the 12th, right? Server names and name reservation are on the 12th. Shout out to anybody in Invictus in here, though, man. It's gonna be a journey, guys. I'm hype. It's gonna be great. It's a big social achievement for sure. Absolutely, man. And the goal of all this, you may be wondering, what's the goal of all this, doing all this stuff? I think the goal of playing Classic and doing a guild, because Classic probably won't be around, you know, forever. Like, it'll be... You know, it'll come and go like all things else, but if you can build relationships that transcend the game and you just become boys with people outside, that's the ultimate win right there, you know? What are people saying? What are people saying? No. And Lionheart Helm dropped yesterday. It's a good omen. It's a good omen. They said servers at the end of the week ahead of the name reservation. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for that, man. Couple days and we're gonna be there, man. Woo, man. Stress test tomorrow. Again, guys, big recommendation to you guys doing the stress test. Try and get your WTF folders all set up. I don't know if anybody knows with exact certainty that it's gonna work perfectly, but I would at least give it a shot. Set your guy up in the stress test exactly how you want it for the real deal, and then go to your folder, the WTF folder, and take whatever is in there, and I would try and hang on to it, all your character data, and then once Classic comes and we're able to log in for the real thing, paste that into the real client WTF folder, and I'm pretty sure as long as you make the character with the same name, the same exact name which you have already reserved, right, you should be good to go, and you should be able to just log in and it should be fine. Subscribe to Tier 1 Comedy Gaming Channel, my man. They subscribed for 3 months on a 3-month streak. Comedy Gaming Channel, you man. Longtime friend of the channel. Thank you so much, man. Sup with the sup. We're chilling out, just talking Classic, getting excited. It's a good time to be alive, guys. And the $2 donation from Comedy Gaming, man. Thank you so much, bro.
Old friend.
I appreciate it. What's up, Dusty? What's up, Dustbone? That's my man there. One of our rogue class leader in Invictus. Shout out to Dustbone. We're still looking for people too, guys. We have a couple raids. We have 3 raids. So we have Copperhead, Sidewinder, and Black Mamba. They're all named after snakes because our guild logo is a snake. So if you guys are still looking for a home for Classic, it's not too late. Just go in the Discord, fill out an application. I don't do the applications. I'm more on the community side. But if you're still looking for a home, man, we still got spaces, and it would be an honor to play with you guys. And it'd be really fun. What time is the stress test? 11 a.m. That sounds early. I feel like they did it in the afternoon PSD. That's what I feel like. I'm going to try WoW for the first time ever. I will get familiar with Warlock with this test. Hell yeah, Francesco. You're going to love it, man. You're going to love it. Warlock is so fun, dude. You are going to love it, my man. Get your Questy downloaded. Get your gnome hair color. Right? Yup. You're going to be able to set up your... So this is... Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. When we're creating when we're reserving our names, we're not just reserving our names. We're actually creating our character. Is that wrong? I was reading through the blue post or whatever. They made it seem like you're going to actually be able to go in there and put the hair and put the face and put everything together in addition to your name. And you're going to be able to do that 3 times. Is that true? That's what it made it sound like, at least. That would be crazy, though, because that would save a lot of time. You can just pretty much log in and hit enter. That would be just amazing, to be honest. Oh, we got another Twitch subscription. Au Pouvoir 2019 subscribed to Twitch Prime. They've been subscribed for 2 months, currently on a 1-month streak. Thank you very much, man. I remember when you subscribed before. You have a very distinct name, my man. Thank you so much, dude. Invictus is an awesome community. Come join us. Hell yeah, Jaxie in the chat. Shout out to all my Invictus ladies and gentlemen in there. In the chat right now. It's going to be an absolute epic adventure, guys. I'm super excited. 100% creating character. They aren't going to build a new system for name reservation. That's great news. I think that's great news. That's great news. Shout out to Invictus. I was accepted yesterday. Bunny, you going to be playing with us? Oh, that's awesome news. That is great news. It's going to be awesome, guys. We're going to get to know each other over the next couple years. It's going to be an era, man. Yup. Playing on Asmund Gold server. Hey man, different strokes, different strokes. Do you have to be subbed in retail in order to reserve 3 characters? Yes, I believe you do. You need to be subbed. And one thing I would recommend you guys do, maybe, depending. I mean, everybody knows their own financial situation, whatever they want to do. But I'm going to have 2 accounts. Alright? And I'm going to have 2 accounts. Yeah, it's $15 twice, but at the end of the day, how much fun are you going to be having for $15 a month? It's super cheap, you know, compared to whatever. You go out to see a movie. Movie ticket's like $15 now, you know. You go get a popcorn at the movie theater. It's like $10. So, you know, have two accounts, and you can have the second account so you can reset dungeons for you. If you want to go solo farm Maraudon or whatever, you can have someone in the group, and they can just go reset it for you. That's useful. Or if you want to make another 60, having it on another account, it's kind of useful. So if you're going to do that stuff, do it soon. So when you reserve characters, you can do it on 2 accounts. Do you have any tip to get up the head of the Zerg on the start? Play a lot. Number 1 tip, play a lot. Doesn't matter about your root. If you're sleeping too much, you ain't gonna be ahead, man. That's the number one thing, right? Once in the chat if you agree. Number one way to get ahead of Zerg, play. Just play. Just pump, dude. Hibernate before launch, get up, and just absolutely pump. Do you have any tip to get ahead? Oh, yeah, I just said that. I played WoW for 4 years and was able to buy a house. Right on, dude. Same here, Joff. This house right here, bought this house 1 year ago. And now we got the man cave all set up. You know, I'm a married man now. I got my 2 dogs. Life is good, man. I'm a simple man. If I can play WoW with my small community here on YouTube and Twitch and, you know, make content and stuff, that's enough for me, man. That's enough. Needed a server name for Bolvar 4Dragon, the real alliance leader. Dude, there better not be any alliance in the chat. You guys are all Horde, right? You guys are all Horde, right? You guys know you're only allowed to be here if you're Horde, right? How do we save tune names? I think you're just... I actually don't know. I really don't know. I read through this blue post, but they made it seem like you actually log in. You log into the actual client, choose a server, and create 3 characters. That's what I believe, man. It seems that's what I would guess, Comedy. From the way they made it sound like, you log into the actual client, pick an actual server, and you can create 3 characters. That's what it seems like to me. Holy moly, 5,000 Bitteruskis from Venom of God. Anytime I see Venom of God, he just comes in here and just mic drops 5k biddies like an absolute boss. Thank you so much, Venom, my man. I appreciate it so much, man. Big supporter of the channel. One of the biggest donating... This guy, dude. This guy, dude. Can we get some love for this guy? I can't show him love through the internet, but you guys can spam emojis or something to thank this guy. This guy is legitimately keeping a roof over my head, keeping the Coors Light in my fridge. You know what I'm saying? Keeping the dog food in the dog bowl. This is legendary. Thank you so much for the 10,000 bits, man. That's crazy. Thank you very much, Venom, man. I hope you're doing good, man. Are you playing with us, man? Oh man, I hope we get the. I hope you're joining Invictus, bro. I hope you're joining Invictus. Another 5k. Dude, I'm speechless. I'm speechless, man. If I get a press pass, if I get a media pass for BlizzCon, I'll give you my BlizzCon ticket, man. Something. I gotta do something to repay you. I hope I get a media pass. We'll see what happens. Maybe not, but fingers crossed, man. I really appreciate that, Venom, man. Dude, absolute boss. That's one thing about this whole stream game. You realize that there's some absolutely baller people out there. Really appreciate it, man. ACS Gaming. I was taking down notes for mats I'll need to level my professions. Where is the guild application at? Oh, guild application. Oh, I could link that. Absolutely. Dude, no, somebody stop this guy. He put another 10k? I can't, man. 25,000. That's probably the largest donation ever, actually. Dude. Dude, what? What? Am I dreaming right now? Dude, how many zeros? 25,000 bits, man. Holy crap. I gotta come up with some creative way to repay you, man. I really appreciate it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, man. Thank you so much. Venom is crazy, dude. His son stole his account, dude. I don't know. No, dude. That's crazy. Show this guy some love on behalf of me. If you can spam some emojis for this man or something, I really appreciate it, dude. Oh man, I'll try and make it worth your time in here with all the content and stuff. That's motivation, man. I got to get these leveling guides done. I'm hyped. Check out this Warlock leveling guide, guys. It's really getting there. I'll give you the little taste because Venom's been going hard. This is the level of depth I want to bring them on. So we're gonna have breakdown of all abilities. We're gonna go through stats, stat priority. We're gonna talk about spell hits, spell damage, resource management as a warlock. Talk about all the demons, how to use all the demon skills. Gonna talk about talents, different talent builds, rotation, how the rotation is gonna vary, gear, wand progression, armor progression. We're gonna talk about what quests you can do while leveling up. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can get while leveling up. Skull of Impending Doom, Nifty Stopwatch, some of the pre-raid stuff that you're going to need later that you can do while leveling up to keep in mind. Professions as well, duo leveling combinations, all that good stuff. It's going to be really great. So I'm going to try my very hardest to get all these done before Classic, guys. The ones that are closest are Warlock, Mage. No, Warlock and Hunter are the closest. Then I got Mage next. But man, gotta push. Gotta push. Holy moly, man. All good, brother. Dude, you have to be an oil tycoon or a super awesome guy. Yeah, dude, I'll give you dude, give you my BlizzCon ticket if I got a media pass or something, man. Or if you're ever in San Francisco, hit me up, man. Hit me up. I'll take you out on the city, bro. Hey, Cargos, love your YouTube. Have a quick question. Your tutorial on getting a wand on a fresh server. Can you do it with reversing the enchanting and leatherworking? All right, here's the thing about getting a wand on a server. If you're duo leveling, you know, just have your partner get enchanting tailoring, or you can do it so you can still get different professions if you want. That's what I'm doing. I'm not getting enchanting tailoring, but my partner is, my dual leveling partner, so I can go skinning mining. But if you're just leveling solo, you don't have to do anything different in order to craft a wand.
When you play enough private servers, you realize it's not so much about the gameplay, it's about the people and friendships you form that last forever.
Phil Smith with the $5. Real talk, though. That's some real talk. It's about the people and the friendships you remember that last forever. You're not going to remember that item that you got, but you're going to remember the people you raided with, or the people you did PvP with, or the people you ranked with. You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely, man. That's some real talk, Phil. We're playing for the right reasons now this time around. That's why I think it's pretty cool, because with Classic WoW, has there been another game like this ever in the history of gaming? In the sense where, because like, I know old school RuneScape exists, right? Do they have a new school RuneScape? Did it keep like evolving into retail RuneScape and it became really bad or something like that? I don't know, because with WoW, we had this amazing game in Classic, and then we've had this like niche private server community, like pirates, like playing it on the side, and we've watched the game go through all these different evolutions. And a lot of times I feel like Blizzard did have the game's best intentions at heart, but it just kind of evolved in a way. The games industry has changed a lot, where we've seen what happens like when we demand certain things, like, oh, we want this quality of life thing, and then we get to see the ramifications on the game. A lot of us have got to see the game move in a direction that, you know, we don't like so much, and we can see what happens, you know, to the game potentially. So I guess my point is, going into Classic, we're gonna appreciate the game a lot more. That's the TLDR. We're gonna appreciate it a lot more because we're gonna be able to know why it's so good, right? With the pacing of content, the community is gonna be stronger, and I think that's a very unique thing. I don't know if that's been the case with any other game, really. It would have to have been some kind of like MMO, maybe. I'm not sure. There's old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3, completely separate games, even have separate sections on Twitch. Oh, okay. So maybe there's some other games like that too. I'm not sure. True, I still know some names from nice people I played with in the TBC time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody still remember the name of their first guild back in the first version of WoW? Pretty sure most people do. Sometimes after that they don't, but first guild I ever joined, Tetragrammaton. Still remember it, man. Tetragrammaton. If anyone out in the universe actually played in Tetragrammaton, let me know. But, you know, you still remember that first guild. That first one, man. Rift was great for about 5 minutes. Yeah, there's a lot of, air quotes, WoW killers out there, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Mark Rice with the $5. Love your content, man. Thank you so much, Mark Rice, for the 5, bro. Very nice of you. Can you link the app? Yeah, let me link the guild application. Sure. If you want to play with us, like I said, guys, we still got room in the guild. It's going to be an adventure, man. And our raid 3 is still open. It's Sidewinder. I think it's still open. Let me find the application for you guys. 1 second. Let me find it for you guys.
Love your content, man.
Thanks for the $5, Mark. I'm glad you enjoy it, man. All right, here we go. Here's the app if you guys want to apply to it, you know, maybe even just on an alt or something like that. You could maybe just join as a, you know, social if you got another guild going on. There it is. No, I can't remember my first guild. I joined Cargos. You're so bad. It's all good. It's all good, man. This time around you will, though, right? This time you will. When I heard Classic was coming back, I decided I would only play if the community was still strong. Then I found your stream, Cargos, and knew the community was still there. Feels good, man. Absolutely. No, the community is still here. We're still strong. We're a small gaming community, though. I mean, if you think about it, you know, if we're looking at the numbers, if it ends up being 1 million people playing the game, how big is that compared to some of the other big Twitch games? It's probably really small, right? I mean, I would imagine all the Fortnites and the you know, Apex Legends, the Battle Royale games for sure, you know, Counter-Strike, Dota, all those are going to be way bigger. 1 million active players, I'd be fine with that, you know, but we're still, that's still pretty small in the gaming world. What time does the stress test open? It's been afternoon PST in the past for me. I don't know if they're going to be consistent with that. Some people were saying 11 a.m. PST though, so I'm not exactly sure. Most people I talked to that played the original game consider it to be one of the best games ever, if not the best. I know a lot of people that grew up around me in my grade who have not played the game since Classic or TBC. Or Wrath. I think the tail end of the people, you know, fell off with Wrath and haven't played the game since. They've played dozens of games since then. Hundreds of games since then. Since we were little kids back then, 13, 14, playing the game. But if you still ask them what the best game of all time was, they will just stone-faced tell you World of Warcraft. Even though they haven't played the game since TBC, Wrath, or Vanilla. The game made such an impression on them that it just became in its own league. Like, you would kind of rank your games just separately to the side because you knew WoW was just like way up here. And a lot of those people to this day, like Max, Jose, Michi, they haven't touched the game for so long, but if someone were to ask them what the best game of all time was, they're going to be, obviously it's World of Warcraft, you know? So 1 million players playing on 8 servers is going to suck, man. Yup, I just hope that Blizzard has the foresight to realize that that would be a bad look. Even if they could pull it off technically or something, it would be a bad look to only have 8 servers. To have less servers than you have fingers on your hands would be a bad look. People would be like, there's only 8 servers. Man, Classic, that might look bad to people, like, oh man, the game is small, like no one really wants to play it. Ultima Online for those that are old enough. Yeah, I heard about that. How do you have time making so much content and still work? Well, this is actually kind of my main thing, man. And I'm in the Army National Guard right now, but that's not a full-time thing. You know, it's 1 week in a month, 2 weeks, 2 weeks a year. So it's not crazy. It's not that crazy. It's not like a full-time thing. So I can focus and do this, you know, and just work from home and do this. So yeah, I feel you know, lucky to be in the position I'm in right now for sure. Hey Cargos, I've seen some YouTube vids, but what class are you planning to play? I'm gonna play an Orc Warlock, man. What classes are you guys playing? I want to see some engagement in the chat. I'm talking to myself. I'm rambling on too much. It's a two-way street. What is everybody playing? Did everyone decide? I know even some big brain people that are still deciding. I know my man Dunedain was still deciding the other day. Nice, I'm an active duty recruiter. Appreciate your service, man. Oh, hell yeah, Bobby. Good to hear, man. What branch are you, Bobby? Undead Warlock. I'm sure we're going to get some Warlocks in the house. Some Hunters. Love to see that. Love to see the Hunters in here. Absolutely. National Guard. Well, there's it's like a reserve. So other countries have reserves. You have like active duty people who are, you know, off on bases full time and overseas and doing all that. And then you have people who are like in the reserve who are still part of it, but they have it for Navy, Coast Guard, Army. Even Marines, I think, have a reserve. Some kind of guard. The nasty girls, the natty guards, dude. My boss has played since the days of Orcs vs Humans. Don't know what that is. Oh man, Bunny reminded me. I actually want to play Orcs vs Humans sometime. Orcs vs Humans came out a long time ago. It was one of the, I think, was it the first Warcraft game ever from Blizzard? I was looking into it though, and I was so amazed to see some of the zones that we have in WoW back then. They still have zones like Swamp of Sorrows, Deadwind Pass, all that stuff was still back there in Orcs vs Humans. So I'd like to play that someday. My first taste of Warcraft was Warcraft 3. I think a lot of people are in the same boat there, and they just fell in love with the storyline from Warcraft 3. You know. What's the hunter auto shot timer you use called? On private servers, there's a couple of them. There's Yacht, yet another hunter timer. There's Rise, R-A-I-S, Rise auto shot timer. There's also one called Shot timer. So you're gonna have a plethora of options, I'm assuming, man. Yeah. Plethora of options, absolutely. Dude, Venom of God. Yo, is this guy actually like Bill Gates? He just gifted 25 tier 1 subs? That is actually insane. That is actually insane, dude. What? Dude, you're... oh, man, I gotta do something, dude. Maybe like an IRL vlog or something to like commemorate this for Venom, dude. Like, would you guys want to see like an IRL stream or IRL vlog? Do something like that. Is this Bob Gates, his brother? Is this Jeff Bezos? Jeff, is that you? Give him MVP VIP? How do I do that? Is that a thing? That is insane, man. Venom is the gaming Illuminati confirmed. Oh man, dude, that's insane. Thank you so much, dude. Dude, just you have like, dude, I don't even know. I don't even know. I gotta come up with something special. Let me think. I'm gonna get back to you, Venom. I gotta come up with some kind of special thing. Maybe like an IRL stream or like a vlog or something, gym vlog, something to commemorate it, man. I really appreciate it. Crazy, dude. #1 supporter right there, dude, for the thing. Oh man, that's insane. Give him dungeon runs in the live game. I think that would be against TOS, but yeah, we'll take care of you in the game, man, if you're on the server for sure, dude. Oh man, dude, that's insane. Thank you so much, man. You're too kind. You are too kind. I'll freaking attempt to mob tag you, man. Twerk? Should I start twerking on the camera? Oh man, I would just lose I'd lose half my subscribers if I tried that. Deep dive. Okay, Venom, if you have an idea for the next video, for a video, maybe not the next because I have something coming on. If you have an idea for a video for the channel, I will make it, bro. Any idea. You can even ask the chat for it. Any idea for a video, I will make that video, man. I will shout you out in the video. I'll put you in the video, man. I appreciate it, man. Whatever you want to see, personally. Any kind of guide or whatever, I'll make it. I appreciate it. You playing Hunter at launch? I'm playing Warlock. Let chat decide? Oh, boy. Woo, that's spicy when you let chat chat decide what kind of video. Oh, man, dude. Yeah, if you guys want to see in what kind of video you guys would want to see in chat, put some ideas in there. I owe you guys a video. Venom went ham. I gotta make something to commemorate it. 5-man dungeon grind guide. I could do that. Absolutely. Warlock vs Hunter decision about how great Caligula of 11 is. Oh man, count for the amount of footsteps there is between Orgrimmar and Stormwind. That is a painstaking video to make. If you guys remember, yeah, someone said in the chat, the main reason I decided to play Warlock, I'm super excited because I was on the fence, but you remember how I made that decision, right? I don't know if anybody was there that fateful day, but the decision to go Warlock was not my own. I will just say it that way. It was a bit of a community vote, I will say. Ryan Kablik with the 20. Thanks for all the content you've been making. Watching the speedruns has been great, Prep. Keeping the hype real. Thank you, dude, for the 20, man. That's so nice of you, man. That's a very generous donation. Get a tattoo with Venom? I'll get some henna, dude. I'll get a henna tat on the bicep. Cook from the World of Warcraft cookbook, then feed it to a picture of Navac. Oh, man. I'm gonna be in Philly tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow night I'm gonna fly to Philly for my wife has her little brother is getting married in Philly, and I'm gonna meet up with Def Camp and Melderon. Would you guys want to see an IRL stream with Def Camp and Melderon tomorrow? I don't know if I could even. I never did one of those before, but maybe we could do that because Def Camp Melderon's gonna be there. I think maybe Navac and Egregious is gonna be there tomorrow. They might come down from DC area as well. So Friday, Saturday, I'm gonna be chilling around Philly area. I went to school in Philly, for those of you guys who don't know. I went to Temple University, which is in North Philly. Mad ghetto, gunshots, stabbings, all that. But it's a good school, you know. People know them from March Madness with the Owls. You know, Owls. They're a D1 basketball team. So I'm gonna be in Philly for a couple days. Could do an IRL stream with Def Camp Melderon too. Don't care the soft pretzel. If you guys have ideas for actual serious videos that you think would be beneficial to the community, if you have any ideas, message me, and I'm gonna make that video and do it. You know, I'll dedicate it to Venom, dude. So that's absolutely right. For somebody like me who hates questing, I'm going to be leveling mage for the AoE grinding. Would it be worth putting in the effort to do some dungeons to gear up?
You've been making. Watching the speed runs has been great, Prep. Keeping the hype real.
Thanks again, Ryan, man. Thanks again. Least effort 60. Try to calculate quest grind XP following your leveling guide and see if you can find out what slash blade is if you only level with rested XP. Interesting. That's an interesting guide too. I never thought about that. For someone who, like me, who hates questing, going for leveling mage for the AoE grinding, would it be worth putting in effort to do some dungeons to gear up during the leveling process? I think dungeon AoE grinding with a spell cleave composition is going to be very, very viable. 100%. I think it's going to be very strong. You can power leveling, tailoring, and enchanting, that's for sure at bare minimum. It's a very strong thing you can do. It's a lot of fun. Also, if you don't have a lot of experience solo AoE grinding, it can be kind of punishing now. There's melee leeway and AoE leeway, so it kind of evens out a little bit. But AoE grinding is going to be more difficult come real classic than it was on private servers. I don't think by some huge margin. You're still going to totally be able to effectively do it, but it's not going to be as insane as on private servers. And I think dungeon AoE grinding is going to be a lot of fun and something you can do. Macro vids could absolutely do a macro vid too. Macro, money. Okay. Does Meld own pants? Melderon? What does he wear, shorts or something? I have no idea, bro. I'm gonna get to see Def Camp and Melderon in the flesh in their new pad. They just moved into a new spot, so I'm excited to go chill with them for a little bit. I already met Navac and Egregious. They're at my wedding, but hopefully we're gonna get the boys together. Maybe do like an IRL stream or something like that. It'd be really fun. Create money guide, gold making guides. I'm not really that great at gold making, but I can show you what I've done in the past for sure. Basically, Maraudon, Dire Maul, and doing some basic stuff. Maraudon and Dire Maul, I think Maraudon Princess runs, I have a feeling that you can do it on any class if you're really creative. I think you could probably do it on any class. You just need like an insane amount of gear at some level. Like if for some of the melee classes, you'd probably just need some. You'd probably need to be like a juggernaut, because you'd have to like face tank a lot of stuff. But it's not the. I don't know if it's really truly a hunter and warlock and druid exclusive, because now I know that priests, warlocks, druids, and hunters can all do princess runs. I'm starting to think that with some creativity, any class could do it, man. So, I want to see an IRL video of your prep for classic, like Sam's Club shopping for bulk food. Yeah, I could totally do that. Yeah, like some like a hype video preparation. Doing some meal prep, going to GNC, buying like a pallet of protein bars and shakes, and a bunch of water and Gatorade, and yeah, absolutely something like that would be fun to make too. Get everybody excited for classic. I could do that. Either way, I got to make some kind of video. I'm gonna dedicate it to Venom. Absolutely, 100. You need to make a money vid for us warlocks. We'll be poor as hair. No, warlocks are good, dude. Warlocks are gonna have access to Maraudon farming. I think it's probably gonna be, other than farming devil swords or finding a way to manipulate layering to farm devil swords or lotuses, I think Maraudon is gonna be the best way to make gold. It's gonna be like 55, 60 gold an hour. If you're playing it well, and you have a couple veins in there too to bump it up a little bit, like Mithril or Thorium. I forgot what's in there. I think warlocks are gonna be a really good spot. As far as grind, you can also grind ZF. That's another thing I've been experimenting with. Much in the same vein as how you kill bosses in Maraudon, you can go into ZF and kill a couple bosses and vendor their stuff too. That's another thing you can do to switch it up. Macros work the same as in BFA, right? I think it's the same. I think so. Yeah, I mean it's using the 7.3.5 client, but I don't know if a lot has changed in the macros from 7.3.5 to now. What's your first character choice? It's going to be an Orc Warlock, my man. I thought you won't be able to slash camp out and reset on classic. So here's the trick with that. You can either have a second account, or I've heard you can even do it with your own alt. You need to be in a party with someone else, and then you have to log out and have that other person reset the instance for you. And then once they reset the instance, you can log back in and the dungeon's going to be reset and you're going to be good to go. So you can't slash camp. Oh, buddy, dude, don't tell me. Is it him, dude? Did he do it again? Bob Gates strikes again, man. Venom of God with the 1,500. Now I'm out, dude. I don't even want to know how many he donated in total, man. Almost 30k bits. That's got to be some kind of Twitch record. Did you guys ever see a donation that much before? That's crazy. That's got to be a Twitch record, man. Like, that's insane, bro. I'm new to your stream. This is enjoyable. Cheers, man. That's very nice of you to say. Lura, welcome. Welcome anybody new. My name is Cargos. I'm a simple man. I like dogs. I like classic WoW. I like drinking a beer from time to time. It's about sums me up. Will you post that target last target macro from your hunter start run? Yeah. It's pretty much what you just said. It's slash target last target. I think that's it. And you put it on a macro. So pretty much you're talking about being able to melee weave, right? You melee one and then you target last target and you're able to ranged hit that guy with the bow, and then you swing again, then you press it again, you're able to hit the guy at range. I think you're right there. Target last target is the macro. It's really good for hunter though. It's like seriously pro strat. That was something that I struggled with for years. The idea of melee weaving, it was always a little bit tricky and a little bit jank. And then Navac comes in 1 second. He's like, why don't you just make a target last target macro, bro? Duh. And then he just solves my problem in 1 second. So good. Mike Izone with the 2 months on Twitch. Thank you so much, my man. Mike, thank you very much, bro. Love your streams, man. Orc Hunter at launch. Hell yeah. Orc Hunter. That, even though I'm playing Warlock, if you ask me aesthetically what is the coolest looking character in the game, in Classic WoW, what looks visually the most appealing to me, it's Orc Hunter all day with their pet right next to him, dude. Big bad wolf pet next to him, or a raptor pet, you know, in full giant stalker on a black war raptor riding through the barrens. That's it for me. What's your guys' pick though? If you're not thinking about balance or anything like that, what is aesthetically pleasing, looks the most badass to you? Gotta pull the chat for that. Navic's a big brain WoW player indeed. Indeed. I can't wait for him to start streaming again, too. We had a good run. You guys remember? We were streaming every day, you know, doing all this big brain stuff and learning a lot, playing a lot. It was really fun. I can't wait for him to, you know, when Classic comes out, he's going to start streaming every day again. It's going to be dope. Let me see. Gnome Rogue, Undead Male Warlock. That's a good pick, too. Just like the opening cinematic. The opening cinematic... Those are some of the most picturesque class and race combos. Dwarf Hunter, you can't go wrong with that. Orc Warrior was on there. Undead Warlock. Human Mage is a classic as well. T2 Paladin, Dwarf / Human Male. That's a good choice. Judgment is OP, man. Looks too cool. Can't knock you there. Badass, unsure, but my favorite look is Nelf Hunter or Tauren War. Can't go wrong with that. Tauren Warrior. Full gear. Pat style. So good, dude. Tauren Shaman. Nude Tauren Male. There you go, Joe. Like that, those big cows, huh? Nice. Nice. Orc Female Warrior looks pretty dope, too. Every time you see an Orc Female Warrior, maybe it's just monkey news bias, but whenever I see an Orc Female Warrior, I just, like, think they're a good player. I don't know. What's your rogue race choice? Orc, bro. If you can be Orc, I'm pretty much gonna go Orc. Thankfully, they're good. If Orcs were shit as far as balance, I'd still play Orc probably. I just like Orc so much. Even in anybody play Warhammer? Warhammer 40k? The Orcs. Shout out to the Orcs, man. They had Zerg kinda. They had Orcs. They had Tau, Space Marine. Warhammer 40k was really fun, man. Painting those things. Any tips for getting out of the starter zone for human quickly? Getting out of the starter zone for human quickly. Well, there is this guide, man. You can follow this guide and it'll get you out quickly. So if you were to go human, alliance, solo, gonna go human, mage, start leveling. Follow this guide here, dude. ClassicWow.live/leveling. You get this full web app. It's going to be fully good to go for you tomorrow for the stress test. You're going to be able to hop in and use this and be able to get a very, very optimized route. So Navac and Egregious were the main authors. I helped them make this guide a lot. Like we went through, we did a bunch of passes together. But these guys have been working on this guide since... So Classic was announced that day. And then so Navac called Egregious the day after Classic was announced at BlizzCon and was like, dude, we got to make a guide. And they have been working. They've put thousands and thousands of hours into this guide. It's the best guide I've ever seen for leveling. Best guide. And now it's free for the community. No money, no charging. It's not gated behind anything, and you guys can use it. So it's right here. If you guys want to use it, man. It's only going to get better. We're going to add the whole route. It's only going to have enough in here for the stress test because it's kind of a beta. It's pretty rough right now. But yeah, you can go next step, you know, all this good stuff. So pretty much it, man. Mage, Warlock, Rogue, Undead Warrior. Stress test is tomorrow, right? Cargos, it would be awesome if you could make a close-up picture on the actual area where the quest is to actually see where to pick it up. Absolutely. So one of the big things we're working on right now, Yellow, is it's going to be more zoomed in for each step. So right now it's kind of zoomed out, right? And it's going to be more prominent. We're going to do like a little green thing to make it more obvious which step is highlighted. And we're going to zoom in on the map more so you can see with a little bit more detail where to go within there, right? And also getting coordinates in there would be nice too. But it's still got a ways to go, but either way, we're making good progress, and this will be out in full form, 1 to 60 Alliance or Horde leveling guide, and you can also duo or trio level with it. So it's group friendly as well, which I think is pretty unique. It's pretty cool. It's group friendly. How do you get to this view? Yeah, there you go. Ale Gaming got it. Hell yeah, dude. Big Ale. He's the guy who made this. So I didn't make this. I'm not a developer. You guys know me. I don't have the coding skills, but Ale, for the most part, made this. He's in the Twitch chat right now. He's also a streamer, also a proud member of Invictus, man. We're going to be crushing it, and we're raiding together. He also full cleared Nax. Dude, Poggers in the chat for Ale Gaming. The chieftain of the Ale Nation. Pargos is a Zug at heart? Hell yeah, exactly. What's the URL again? There we go. Ale's got it. Nice. Post for YouTube, please. Yeah, there you go, man. So you're going to be able to use this on the stress test. It's going to be dope, guys. You're going to love it. And if you have any questions, hit me up. Any questions about the route? You know, we do about 90% of the 200 IQ stuff that we do when speed leveling in this guide. Some of it is not there just because you got to have some accessibility for people. It's going to confuse people to like tell people to stagger turning in quests at certain stages. But 90% of all the big brain min-max stuff you can do with leveling is in this guide. Fantastic guide. Check it out. And that is the end of my shill rant. Cargo's got to go. Wanted to say hi quick. Great guide, my man. It will be really useful. Very glad you feel that way, Sec. We're here for you guys. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I actually have a meeting right now. Holy moly. Speak of the devil. We have to do a meeting about this guide right now, guys. So I have to jump off the stream now. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Venom of God, if you're still here, dude, you are a legend, man. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for all of your continued support. It's been real. I hope you guys are able to learn something from this stream. Itemization.info. What was that other one called? ClassicWowBuilds.com, and then of course ClassicWow.live/leveling. All fantastic tools to help aid you in your journeys, you know. And I'll see you guys on the stress test tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tomorrow. I probably will stream maybe in the morning. Short stream, 2 hours or so. But thank you very much for your time today, guys. I hope you're having a good day. See you soon. Much love. Peace out.